the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Simply curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Everywhere I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing.
Hello, good morning. Let's get into it. This is 1100 WSG. I'm LaVern, and this is one street over. What's happening one street over from where you living? Well, today it's the day that we talk to the city of White House, and we got a bunch of folks going to be in here today. Jerry will be joining us shortly. Mandy is doing an orientation with her daughter at, or is it her son? It's her son. Yeah, it's her son at MTSU, and so we're excited for that. I know she's having that motherly withdrawal of having, that's hard for us. I got some kiddos now. You're going to you got to put all microphones right to you and talk right into the front of them for me. We've got Lucy and Owen in here, and they are interns with the city of White House at the Chamber of Commerce, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why? And so they're going to fill in. Mandy has filled them in on all the things that they need to talk about for the chamber. Jerry will come in and fill us in on the city stuff where they had their mayor and alderman meeting last week. So we'll get the whole scoop from the city, but we're going to start out with the chamber, of course. And again, these are interns at the Chamber of Commerce in White House. And I'm first curious, why did y'all take internships at the Chamber of Commerce?
So we're pretty close with Mandy and her daughter. We're best friends with her daughter. And so she had put out an application page about just having interns that were coming up because the past couple of years they've had interns just help through the summer or maybe through the school year.
Okay.
And so she reached out and sent us the application.
Very good. So that was his story. Yours too?
That's mine too, basically.
It's like, yeah.
But it's also a good opportunity to make connections with people in White House and to get some experience.
That's the rising senior talking. You're the rising junior.
Yeah.
See, and I know all the terms because we were just kind of bonding over the fact that I teach at Greenbrier, and Owen's great aunt, Miss Tanya, is our forever runs things. I mean, she sits in the front office. You don't want to call her secretary or anything. And she just runs things. And so she's been there longer, I think, than anybody. I mean, yeah, she's been there a long time. We can't do it without Miss Tanya. But so we've got that connection. And do you have any connections to Greenbrier? Do you have any?
My dad works at Greenbrier Middle.
That's right. You were saying that as I was getting the extra chair for Jerry in here. And what did you say your dad does?
He's like RTI, special ed, but it's his last year there. He's going to some school in Nashville.
Okay, very good. But anyway, so we've got that Robeson County connection here, and because y'all are in Sumner.
Yep.
You go. This is the weirdest thing to me that y'all live in that place in White House where it's like, are you in Robertson or in Sunday?
Literally across the street. You could be in the other county.
My mother grew up in, we're from the Mayfield area in Graves County, Kentucky. And the county line was their street in front of the road in front of their house. And so, and this is, many, many years ago, she would fight with her siblings and they'd say, I'm going to knock you into the other county, just that kind of thing. Of course, all you have to do is push them across the street. But that was one of their little things that they like, I'm going to smack you into the other county, to the next county or something like that. But anyway, y'all can do that up in White House. So what are we going to talk about from the chamber before Jerry gets in here?
So we're actually going to talk about Jerry first.
Okay, because he's retiring.
Yes.
I'm going to miss that guy. I haven't known him that long, but he's so much fun.
So we have our monthly luncheons at the chamber where people of the community and business owners are invited to come and have lunch and talk about different things. So this topic will be Jerry's farewell lunch.
Oh.
So that'll be his luncheon on June 16th, and it'll be at the City Hall complex at City Hall.
Okay.
In the meeting room downstairs, and any more info is on our Facebook page for that. So it has the price on there for the lunch and then what time to get there.
Okay, now tell me the date on that again.
June 16th.
June 16th.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's coming up pretty quick. Mm-hmm. That's coming up pretty quick. We'll be back in school before you blink. I mean, I'm counting the days. I've got so much I want to get done this summer. So, Jerry, we're going to miss you, bud. So, he's got just 2 more months, I guess, as a...
I think so.
I think we'll have him in here one more time after this, if I'm not mistaken. But, well, very good. So, go and honor Jerry. He is going from the police to doing the city management and all that. It's just a great guy, and what an interesting background he has. So that's very cool. Okay, well, put that on your calendar. What else do we have? Do you want to mention?
We have our Wits frozen custard that's going in by Publix. Their soft opening is June 3rd and 4th from 4 to 8 p.m. And everything during that time is 50% off all menu items. So if I were you, I would stop by.
So it's a frozen custard shop.
Frozen custard, yes. And they've been training and getting like all their equipment and stuff in, and they've been trying to open for a couple weeks, but now that's tomorrow. Okay, that's tomorrow.
Okay. So. Okay, and they're going to open at what time? It's 4
to 8 p.m. But 4 to 8. I don't know what their normal hours are going to be. I assume they're going to open earlier than that. I don't think that's their normal hours. But
they'll have more information on their Facebook page.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they've got that all set up.
And tell me the name of it again.
Wits Frozen Custard.
Yep.
WHITT?
1 T.
2 T's.
Wit.
1 T.
Okay.
1 T.
Wits Frozen Custard, because we have a Wits barbecue.
Yes, I know. That's why I get confused.
Confusion. So it's not a barbecue place. It's a frozen custard place. Well, that's pretty cool.
And if you want to know more about Wits, I recommend looking up Little Wit. He's a cute little penguin. It's their mascot. He's adorable.
Oh, my
goodness.
goodness.
So funny. Guy.
So is this a local business? Is this a local brainchild, or is this part of a franchise?
It's a franchise. I didn't know that until I looked it up, but it is a franchise. I think it's just an American franchise.
Okay, because see, that's one thing. I'll go into just different. My one of my sons lives out in Mount Juliet, and I'll come across the different things out there, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool little restaurant, and find out it's a franchise that I've never even heard of, So, it's always interesting. But we will have to check that out. I'm a big fan of frozen custard. It's good stuff. So, and tell me again where it's located.
It's over in the complex by where Publix is. So on one side you have Teriyaki Madness and Wingstop, and then right across from it is another complex, and that's where Wit's going to be.
Okay.
Wit's in White House Dentistry.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that sounds cool. So 4 to 8, 50% off tomorrow.
And the day after, so
2 days.
Yes.
Of it. Yep. Oh, okay. Well,
and then I think they open officially on Friday, right?
I think that's I would.
I'm going to be in White House on Thursday.
50% off.
And about that just might work because
sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, it does me too. I like the sound of that a lot. But anyway, so Wits, welcome to White House. And what else do you guys have going on? We'll just keep going because Jerry could come popping in here. I don't know if he'll be in here at 7:30 or exactly when, but we'll check in with Mandy and see. But what else have you got going?
So we have our Music Under the Stars. They were supposed to start Friday, but unfortunately we had to cancel for cruise control due to weather. But we'll have our next one June 26th at the Amphitheater in White House. And there will be food trucks. There will be some inflatables. The splash pad will be open. And we will have a Jimmy Buffett cover band called Lost in Paradise.
Okay.
So that'll be very exciting.
And give me the date on that again.
That's going to be June 26th at the amphitheater.
June 26th.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. Well, I mean, we run into that with our first Friday night markets all the time. If the storms come in, there's just nothing you can do about it. You just have to see what happens, and when we need the rain, when we need the rain at this time of the year. So hopefully that'll be a break in the get to have your show, because that amphitheater is just cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is so a cool setting. I just love it. It is just neat. If you've not been out there to check it out, it is really cool.
You should come out on June 26th.
There you go, and check it out.
We're also going to have 615 Soul Line Dancing. They're going to teach a little class before, starting at about 6.
Okay.
And then when they're done at about 6:30, Lost in Paradise will follow.
Oh, fun. And I guess they can get up and dance during the show, too.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. They're training you to do the dancing, so we'll have fun and dancing going on as the band's playing. I see what you're doing. Okay. That works. Okay. Just keep going, guys. Just keep going. Go through your calendar.
We have our farmers market at the White House Municipal Park every Wednesday through August. Hi, Jerry.
Y'all just slide on down. We're going to slide Jerry on in here. Whoops.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That table is not attached. But anyway, come on in, Jerry.
Hey, how's it
Did
going
you know
in
the
here?
kiddos were going to be in here?
No, ma'am, I did not know that. I just found out.
Keep sliding around, because we want to
Okay.
get you all on camera.
All right, yeah,
Well, they've already plugged your dinner.
Did they?
Your farewell luncheon.
I don't know really anything about it, really. other than
Was it
there's
a
supposed to be some
surprise?
pizza
Was I
there.
supposed to shut my mouth?
No, it's
that I know
it's
of.
on our page. and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, I think I know that they're having something on that day.
When is your last day?
July 16th. That'll
July
be
16th. July
Yeah.
16th. Okay, so I'll have you in here one more time.
No, I think not.
Is this it?
Should be it. Yeah, I think I'll probably have Derek cover the next one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to take
man.
some. Yeah, after we get this budget passed, which we'll talk a little bit.
Okay.
About, but yeah, I plan on just kind of having some days off in between June and July.
I gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, this is kind of weird to have you in here. Last time I was telling the kids, I haven't known you long, but you're a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed having you come in and do the show with us. It's been a delight. So
Absolutely, yeah. I'd like to hear what the kids have to say here. I did. Mandy kind of sent me a note on my way here saying that that there would be some others. She wouldn't be here. So
well, these are interns
Okay,
with the
great.
chamber, Lucy
Wonderful.
and Owen. Do you
Lucy
know
and Owen.
Jerry?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, he's a real interesting dude. And I'm sure he won't be a stranger. I'm sure he's going to, come around from time to time. Yeah, so.
Right.
But anyway, well, let's let them go ahead and finish.
Yeah,
I interrupted you. What were we talking about? Go
We were
ahead.
talking about the farmers market.
Yes.
It's every
When is it?
Wednesday
Okay.
through August at the White House Municipal Park, and it's 3:30 to 7 p.m. And there's lots of great vendors. There's activities for family, live music, and food trucks. My favorite of all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just a great place to have community and to spend a hot summer day. It's fun.
There you go. I love it. And one more time on the date and time that
It's every Wednesday through August at the Municipal Park, 3:30 to 7 p.m.
Very good. Very good. So before you go to church, you can go by, because that's church night. Anything on Wednesday, I have to remind people that's church
that's
night.
right. That is.
So, but on your way to church, you can go by the farmer's market. So that'll work. Very good. How's the rest? How many more things do you have on your calendar there,
One more.
guys?
One longer.
Okay. Which one? Who wants to do it? You want to take over, Owen? Go for
I'll
it.
get it. This one's
Okay.
a big one. So
Okay.
this one's going to be our Americana Fest
Okay.
in
So
July.
I got my freedom shirt on.
So
I'm getting
it's
all
gonna be-
wrapped up.
Since July 4th 's on Saturday, it'll be on July 4th this year.
Okay.
So that's going to be at the soccer complex. And it's going to be our biggest one yet, because it's the 250th anniversary of America, obviously. And so that's going to be 6 to 10 p.m. And we're going to have a bunch of family fun, including free inflatables, face painting, balloon twisters, a foam zone, and then free live music, which will start with a singing of our national anthem, which tentatively we have Briley Morgan, who's going to sing that. She's an upcoming junior with us at White House.
Okay.
So we're hoping that she'll be able to do our national anthem for us, and then following will be White House Jazz Band, and then we will have Resurrection, which is a Journey cover band.
Nice.
They'll be our headliner for that night. So that's going to be July 4th, 6 to 10 p.m. at the soccer complex, and we're going to have shuttles coming from the middle school, the church at Grace Park, and then we'll have an ADA compliant bus coming from City Hall.
Okay.
So those will all be free. So if you want to park there and then ride over, we'll be able to do that. Or if you want to park on site for premium parking, it'll be $20. So that's just going to be a little bit easier to be able to drop off right at
Yeah.
the door. We're going to have dozens of food trucks and then just a bunch of kids stuff. I think that
sounds like I like that you are doing yours on the 4th because just like the one here for the city is on the 3rd, and also the one I'm involved with is in Cross Plains and it's on the 3rd, and so we're doing one up at Kilgore Park on the 3rd, and so that's just to spread them out and have them on different days is good. It is good. So I think that's going to be great that y'all have that actually on the 4th. So very cool. Okay, you had something.
Briley, the lady who definitively is going to be singing the national anthem. She was the lead in our musical. She's a fantastic, phenomenal solo
Vocalist.
singer.
Okay.
Yes, and she was nominated and was in the running for a Spotlight Award, which is basically the Tonys. Yeah. The Tonys of high school theater, which
That's
is
stinking cool. Yeah.
crazy hard to get into. She did an amazing job in our musical. And the buses that will be running for the shuttles to the Americana Fest, they're going to be running from 5 to 10 p.m. So,
Okay.
in case you were wondering about that.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to hear this young lady now. Say that
yeah.
again.
We'll have the firework finale, of course.
Of course.
So last year it was a pretty long finale of fireworks. It was a lot of fireworks, so it should be really fun.
It's at 9:45.
Yeah.
9:45. You got to have it nice and dark before you pop up those fireworks.
It's the closer after the headliners are done,
Absolutely. That sounds fun. And I mean, a Journey cover band? I haven't heard them. I wonder if they can pull it off. Because, I mean, say, if you say you're a Journey cover band, you better bring it. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
I've had an opportunity to hear them. They're really great.
So
I
they
think,
can do Steve Perry.
Oh,
really?
they definitely can. Their
Wow.
lead vocalist was absolutely
down to me.
amazing.
Yeah,
So
tip
the lead vocalist is amazing. So
That is so
I think
cool.
you'd be really impressed with that.
Outstanding. I am excited about that. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, Jerry, what have you got for us today?
I'm just excited that these young folks are here and
I
listening to
know.
them talking about Americana is something I've been involved with probably for 14 years or so.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to hear some new, fresh voices talking about it. It's really great.
Yeah.
I think you guys are Blue Devils.
Yes.
All right, and
Yeah.
not the Patriots. All right, we'll leave them behind today.
Well, it's so funny because I told him, I said, this split county thing, you know, is just, well, just, do y'all know Josie Riley? You know,
I don't think
she plays volleyball, and she's at White House. So she I don't know, but anyway,
If I saw her, I might.
Yeah.
You might, but none of-
is the name.
well, do you know the Riley family? We go to church. We've gone to church with them for years, but anyway, I digress. So anyway, Laura and Riley, Laura and Josie, and I'm going blank on the young man's on their son's name. Just a minute, but anyway, I just thought you might know them, but that's just fine. Anyway, so
All right.
go ahead now. So what have we got?
Well, we had a pretty full agenda in our May council meeting. I know sometimes I come in here and it's not too much, but this time we did have a pretty good schedule. You know, the beginning, after we get through the basics of the prayer and the roll call and Pledge of Allegiance and that, we, after the mayor welcomes the visitors, if we have proclamations, that's the next thing that comes up. And we did we had two proclamations this past month here. It was Henry Swain, who's an Eagle Scout. He built these picnic benches that we could have, that they placed them out at our tennis courts, which is really great. We've had Eagle Scouts build projects for us in the past, and I'm not sure what they call it on the girls' side, and the Girl Scouts, but we've had some of those ladies have done some big projects for our city. It's always great because they donate their work for us, and so we got these new ones, and we're going to be. The next thing we'll be doing is putting a big screen over top of those benches so people can be able to sit in the shade while their the friends or whatever are playing tennis or they're waiting for their turn. Actually, they don't even really have to do that. They can just go out there and have a picnic if they wanted to. It's pretty nice.
It sounds really cool, and I want to come check it out. It sounds really neat.
Yeah, so that was pretty nice. And then the mayor always likes to recognize those that are high school students that are going off to the military service. So he had a proclamation for those, and obviously it was graduation time, so it was really difficult for any of the kids to show up. But we're really proud of those that chose to join the military service and keep our country safe.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. So that was really great. Especially just since we were gearing up for the Memorial Day service, which was outstanding this year. I kind of digress here, but we had the White House Community Band, which was made up of some of the White House band members, along with parents and people that had played in the band when they were, in high school, and now they're 30 or 40. And outstanding band. We had a great speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Smith. He was outstanding with the stories that he shared about different heroes in different wars, the first ones that have lost their lives, and then a personal story he had when he was in Iraq and then lost one of his troops over there. So, it was quite a very touching moment for us. So we did that good. Let's see here. We had a public hearing, which no one talked about, on our unified development ordinance. It's something we've been working on for a couple of years, and it's basically taking our zoning code and our subdivision regulations, combining them all into one manual, and it's very, very thick, probably 500 pages or so. And no one spoke for or against it. And then, so we're trying to move that project forward. We've had a first reading back in April. We tried to get that second reading done in May, but it was pointed out by one of the aldermen that there was a couple of things that were still missing. So we want to get it right. So we're going to hopefully get that approved at our June meeting and wrap that one up. We had Beth Johnson had come to us and asked us about the possibility that we created a program a few years ago for it's like a zoning area where if you're in a certain zone, you would be eligible for a loan, a low interest loan, if you were going to put energy efficient windows and insulation and roofing and that type of thing. And she's the director of Life Christian Academy, and they're building a new facility there in White House. They're not building a new facility. They're taking an old facility and they're renovating it. Mm-hmm. It was a Tennessee flea market area. And so they're working on that. And so she asked us if there's any way. We only have one spot in the city, a real little spot where you could use the C-PACER program, it's called. And it was where on Sage Road where we put the White House Rehabilitation Center. Well, it's not rehabilitation. It's a assisted living center there, a charter.
And what are you calling it? A C?
It's called C-PACER program. Yeah,
okay.
It's banks. And when she went when someone pointed out to her she went to get a loan in that area, they said, "Well, you're not zoned for that." So, because we only had one little spot, and because it was specifically for one business, the charter living, and so the board did go ahead and approve for that they add one more little spot on our map for the C-PACER program. So it like I said, it doesn't really affect our finance or anything like that. It does just allow a business to be able to get a low interest loan. Let's see here. We had a resolution for which was a little bit controversial. It was Cider Grove is a mixed-use development, and they had went to our industrial development board because they wanted to try to see if they can get a tax incremental finance district, a TIF is what we call it, and it made it through the industrial development board. Like I think it was a 4-1 vote, but when it went before our board member alderman, because they had to approve this economic impact plan. There was a lot of good discussion. I mean, we probably went and had a lot of discussion out there. The folks that came in that are trying to do the development, they wanted to educate our board on what a TIF is, and they explained all that to them. But still ended up with a 3-2 vote. It did get approved. So the next step for this company that's doing this, it has to go to the Robertson County Commission. And if they approve it, that's the last step. If they get that approved, then the folks will get this tax incremental finance district. I mean, just the short end of it.
You're talking so fast.
Yes.
I'm not catching. What is it?
Yeah, it would take a while to explain it all, but I'll just kind of give you the base, base.
Okay.
If you have a piece of land that's worth $10 right now and it has nothing built on it, and that's the base they look at. So the base taxes are going to get paid to the city and the county, and the schools will get their taxes. And then they said, and then if you decide you want to put a building on it, now the value of that property is $15, $5 more than what it was. That tax that's going to be charged on that extra $5 will then go towards paying off a loan that the developer's trying to get. Because it has to be specifically for certain things, and one of them is roads, and TDOT is requiring this particular district. They're on 2 state routes at the corner, so they're asking them to put in extra turn lanes and that. So that's going to enhance the cost of the developer 2.5, maybe $3 million. And so they're asking for some tax relief to help pay that. It's about 20 years to get the whole thing paid off. Depending on how fast it develops, the development does, it could get paid off a lot faster. And this one may do that because we have our first emergency center going in on that property.
Yeah.
And we do might take a chance of losing that because they're probably 3/4 of the way built out, and for them not to be able to, for them to have to try to cover this extra cost would be a little bit hard for them. We have a McDonald's that's going to get built there. We have a Casey's liquor store. We have a learning center, preschool going in there. 30 single-family homes, and there'll be a couple other buildings. There's Christian Brothers is part of this project. I think it's Jimmy John's is going to be part of the project. So we have a lot going in this TIF, and it's going to generate. The nice thing about it is it's going to generate sales tax that's not there now. You think those 30 residents will be buying from Amazon and getting packages delivered. That's all sales taxes.
Yep.
McDonald's sales taxes.
Yep.
Casey's, they sell. I guess pizzas are a big thing, so we'll be getting sales tax on that. Obviously, Christian Brothers, all of them will be, except probably the emergency center, won't be generating sales tax, but we'll be getting sales tax. We're not getting it now. So it's really a big boost to the economy for the city and the county of Robertson. So I think, it got passed, and so.
Okay, well, when you were, I was like, okay, what are you saying? And I knew others weren't probably catching it either. So it's a sales tax break to help pay for the roads that they're going to need to
It's a property sale. It's a property tax.
Sales tax.
Yeah, not sales.
A property tax break. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The sales tax is still coming in.
Yeah.
It's that property tax, the difference between what the land before it's developed is versus what it is after it's developed, which will be a difference. But when the roads are such a concern in White House. That's a good thing. I don't see that as a bad thing at all.
No, and there's a fee we can charge the company so we'll get a fee on it too, and they take that incremental change, that tax, that's why I call it tax incremental finance. That incremental change, when 100% that doesn't go for the loan, about 80% of it does, and then the schools still have to make good on what their property taxes. We don't want to short the schools. We need them to have their funds.
Especially with the things we're trying to build.
Right. So mainly impacts the county tax, excluding schools and White House taxes.
Okay.
So it's like I said, it took them probably a half-hour, 40-minute presentation that they gave to the board of mayor.
Just to explain it. So, but I appreciate you unpacking that for us. I'm going to get you to pause for a second. I need to do a break before we get too far into the show because we'll be out of time. Mandy did message us that the fireworks go off at 9, not 9:45. So it's at 9, not 9:45. I want to go ahead and get that correction in. And I got to correct for my friends. Josie Moore is who I'm talking about. You know this. Yeah, and her brother's name is Riley. And you know how you just kind of mess up names. And as soon as I said that, I'm like, no, Riley and Laura and Josie and April and Brian, the Moores. Yeah. I'm so sorry, April. April's going to ream me over that. But I've known them forever, but I haven't seen them in a while. So, but y'all know my friends.
Josie's in choir with us, and I've my mom's friends with
April.
And I was like, you said Laura, and I was like, I know
Laura
Moore, and
their brother's name is Riley, and I'm sitting here going, but when you haven't seen somebody for a bit, you get that. And you get it upside down in your head. I'm so sorry, April. She'll get me so good. I'm sorry, I digress, Jerry. I had to clean that up because I've known them. I've known Josie since she was born. I mean, it's just one of those things since she was an infant. So it's like, Anyway, I'm old. I'm getting old. I'm getting older all the time. I do need to do a break, though.
Sure.
Let's pause, and we're going to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. They have a presence in White House as well. We have Rebecca's office is up in White House. Barry's office is here in town. They have a brokerage office here on the square, and together, along with Brandy Hastings, they have Exit Prime Realty. Brandy has joined the team of Exit Prime, and I can't recommend them enough, guys, when it comes to what you want to do in real estate. If you are buying or selling, or if you want to be a realtor, I have sent so many kiddos their way that come out of high school. And they say, real estate's what I want to look into. And I said, well, I got some folks you need to talk to, because they both came out of other careers and then switched over into real estate. Barry was a marketer, a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years. And he decided to go full-time with real estate a few years ago. I mean, it's been a minute now, but He brings that marketing expertise to the table and can help you make sure your property is seen in the absolute best light, from drone footage, walkthrough tours. The video and the photography that he does is second to none, and it will make sure that when people are looking for homes, yours pops off the page. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, she has been specifically trained to help you if you're at that point where you want to downsize. If it's time for that, she can help you get that done expertly. And they can also broker deals in Kentucky still, because there is a broker up in the White House office that can still broker deals in Kentucky, because those laws have changed and not everybody can. So if you're looking at property across the state line, you need to really reach out to them and talk to them. They live up in Cross Plains. They are Cross Plainians for 30 years now, but they also they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky like me. They're originally from Kentucky, so they get it all, guys. If you want to reach out to them, Barry will tell you, just Google us. You're going to find all kinds of stuff about them. They actually have got a house up in Cross Plains. They've just had a price drop on, so a price improvement on a house that you might want to check out on Neal Lane up in Cross Plains. But go and check out their sites. You'll find out all you need to know about the work that they do with Exit Prime Realty. Go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. Or you can give them a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424, and let them know U-Turn sent you. All right, back to it, and we'll go for, I know everybody they're like, I kind of talk fast when I get going too, don't I? But anyway, what you got for us, Jerry? Let's continue on.
All right, we'll continue on. Well, every year I have the responsibility as a city administrator, working with my finance director, to present to the board, mayor, aldermen a balanced budget, and I have to make recommendations on if we need to increase revenues or if we need to decrease, or basically take away expenditures, those type of things. And it's a long process, but we finally are at that point where I had to make that decision. So make that presentation. So I presented to the board my 15th and last annual budget to them, and people always want to know, okay, what are they going to do to us this year? What are they going to tax us? So property taxes, I didn't recommend any increase at all. So, we haven't had a property tax increase. I think now it's been almost 3 years. So no property tax increase. And then we always have to look at our special funds. Are we going to do anything there? We're going to keep your sanitation fee the same as it was this year, $24. And, that includes your recycling and your regular garbage pickup and brush pickup and drop off things, all the programs that we do with our sanitation program. It's getting tight though. I told the board that next year they're going to have to seriously consider possibly an increase, but not this year. Mm-hmm. It's been a few years since we've increased that. Let's see, stormwater. I feel like we tax enough on that. It has to do with the ERUs. It has to do with how much impervious surface you have on your property, and we basically bill you for the amount of asphalt you have. And so that this year we're not increasing that. We haven't increased that in probably 7-8 years. It's been a long time. So we're leaving that alone. And then wastewater, we always have an annual increase of about 3% to cover those costs. The state has a requirement for your water and wastewater utilities that they have to stay net positive. If they go net negative, basically their revenues, their expenditures exceed their revenues. If they go more than 2 years in a row, they can be put on notice, and possibly the state could take over. So we're always very cognizant of that and making sure that we're staying net positive on that. So that takes care. There's a few little extra fees in the wastewater that they're for development fees, but nothing. I don't think that was exciting. I think it was like a 10% increase on a couple of things there. But for the most part, property taxes, that's what people ask about. It's not raising, and as far as I know, Robertson County is not raising theirs either. But I don't know for sure. So that's something you have to ask Mayor Vogel when he's in here.
Well, and Ron, because that'd be Ron Martin with wastewater. That's a city.
See, I'm just thinking, though, for your property taxes.
Property taxes. My apologies. My apologies.
Yeah, that's all right.
You talk fast, Jerry.
Yes, man.
You and I get along great.
Yeah, we do. I do talk a little fast. I'm getting
little messages
sometimes
here.
It's like you get too excited about selling White House. So anyways, it was a pretty good budget. So it passed 5-0. I was really happy because the last couple of years has been like 4-1. So I thought maybe they're sending me off with a full board approving the budget. So we can get into a little more details of that. We had what else did we do here for the ordinances? We had an ordinance. I think we may have mentioned this before about animal control, about animals running at large, and you can you can. We had taken cats off the running at large. We talked about that.
I'm super curious about what y'all decided to do with the cats.
Yeah, so we decided to put it back on the ordinance so the cats would have to be under the leash law. So if you want to walk your cat outside, you should have them on a leash. But right now, the board approved it 4-1. It's going to have a second reading and public hearing. So if you want to stand out and say that cats should be able to run free, and then you probably need to come to the next our council meeting in June and voice your concern on that. So we can do that. So a couple other things we did. We're moving on this Callista Road project. We're going to widen Callista Road from Indian Ridge all the way to pretty much our northern city limits at Concord Springs, and that's going to include new curbs and gutters, and it'll have the stormwater infrastructure put in place. It'll have a sidewalk on the east side of the road, and we've been working on it for a little while. So that was a pretty big deal. So we have to move some utilities out of the way. One of them was our wastewater collection line. So the board did approve for West Farms to move the line for $343,000. So we'll get that contract signed hopefully this week, and then we should get started on that. So folks that live along Callista Road for the next couple of years, it's going to be stressful. I know as you try to get in and out of your driveways, because we're going to be moving sewer lines, there's some electrical lines being moved, and then we're going to widen. So we're hoping to be the widening is going out to bid, I think today, that project. So for the first phase of it, that'll take us to Bill Moss. So we're going to be moving forward on it, and then when you think we're about done, we're going to be moving towards the second phase of from Bill Moss down to Concord Springs, and that'll finish up that project. But it's going to be probably a couple of years total by the time it all gets done. So happy about that.
Will that be just the moving of the line or the expansion of the road too?
Of the road too. Well, the $343,000 is just for moving the line. I budgeted $2.4 million to widen Callista Road next year.
Okay. So a couple of years, and then you'll have your lines moved and your road widened, and you'll be able to do that'll go like that, y'all.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and kind of going along with that line of it, we had to acquire right of ways. About 27 different parcels along there. So, and it's a real challenge because some folks wanted to, I was making offers. Our city attorney's office was making the offers to the folks, but some of them, were like, well, we don't really want the project. Some are like, yeah, sure, we understand it, we'll do it. And then some have their mortgage companies are saying, no, we want you to do this, do that. So we ended up just for over 20 of them, we ended up getting appraisals. Every single one of them, the board voted for us to either come to an agreement or condemn those properties in court. So we're moving forward on condemning those properties. And so
you hate to have to
hate to do that. Yeah,
I mean, it's like,
and some of them are such small spots. I mean, you're talking about the appraisal. I mean, one that was like $189 is about what it was worth. Yet the appraisal cost more, a lot more than that.
Frustrating.
Yeah, that we have to go through that process because the mortgage company said no, we're not. Unless you have an appraisal and all that. So that's where we're at.
Mortgage company, not the owner. It's the mortgage company.
Yeah, for most part.
I got you.
Yeah, very few owners that have a problem with it, but most times,
I'm sorry, I'll have to do that. That's so frustrating.
Yeah, to get that, or if they have multiple liens on their property, it makes it kind of complicated for us because who gets to get paid and all that stuff. So we did do that. They voted 5-0 on that, so they were all moving forward on that. We did our public works department. They've been wanting to build a new facility to house a lot of their equipment. They've been asking for this for probably 10 years, and we finally got enough money to go ahead and allow that project to go forward. So we had already paid for the concrete from another company, and they should be putting that concrete in pretty soon, the flooring. And then we're going to pay Fellowship Construction $393,000 for a new metal building to go on top of that concrete. So hopefully they'll get that done pretty soon, and I think that takes care of that. And then just some other things that we talked about was I told them that the Marlin Road US 31W intersection improvement was substantially complete, which is great. That means 4 of our 6 road projects that we borrowed money to do these projects 3 years ago or 2 years ago are done. So we're down to Callista Road and then that Union Road 76 interchange, which is we're working on design of that now, so that hopefully we'll get something resolved there in the next couple of years. Construction has begun on the pedestrian safety sidewalk project, which overlaps both Robertson and Sumner County at the corner of Raymond Hirsch and US 31W. So we're putting that sidewalk along that road there right now. The dog park, for all of you dog lovers that like to use our dog park, I know you've been inconvenienced because we've had to tear up the area where you were parking, but we've got a brand new parking lot that's almost complete. They have a little bit more ditch work to do and put the final coat on the asphalt on, and you'll have parking space. You won't be just parking on the grass. Okay. So we'll have nice spots there for you to be able to park your car. For those of you who live along Pleasant Grove Road or drive that area or Boyles Road, hey, we just spent a lot of money and paved that long road. It's a long road when you look from 76 all the way out to Bill Moss Road. It's pretty far away, and so we got that all paved and striped. I mean, it was like drive at your own risk along Pleasant Grove Road. It was like, what pothole are you going to hit next, or what knock your tire out of your alignment. It was getting to be pretty bad, so it definitely needed to be paved. And we did a little section of Cheyenne Road, so that was what we did recently here. We also did some paving on our soccer complex, where Americana is. The front parking lot, we have this beautiful 500 space parking lot in the front that we built, and was grant funded on that. But the back parking lot was looking pretty bad too. It had a lot of holes and stuff in it too. So we went ahead and paved that and restriped that. And our trailhead that's close to that area too for our greenway, we went ahead and paved that and restriped that. So that was a pretty good project for us. And we were talking about we're going to be going out to bid today for that Calista Road project, and then we had the ceremony we talked about. So I think that pretty much covers that. There's some stuff that we let's see what else we have. If you're kind of curious about what we might be funding this next year, I can give you some hints on that.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the big ones is going to be Wilkinson Road. It was a priority for the board. They did Pleasant Grove this year as a long road, and next year is Wilkinson Road. So this year we were able to pave the little cul-de-sacs that kind of are off the edges of Wilkinson Road. But Wilkinson Road is in pretty bad shape, so we're going to spend money on that next year and get that done. Let's see, another big project we're going to do is the restroom for the back of Municipal Park. I know back by the dog park where the disc golf course starts out there, we have a basketball court, now tennis courts, but we have no restroom facility back there. So we have a grant, a 50-50 grant from the state, and so we're going to spend about almost $500,000 on building a new facility back there in the back of the park.
Wow. Yeah.
Another thing we're going to be adding to the city park, which the municipal park is I think we're about full. I don't know if we can put much more in there, but we are going to put a pickleball courts in there. So
pickleball, and
that was another one that's grant funded, and we've got $950,000 that is set aside for that project. Let's see here, what else we got going here. We have the police department. It was built in 2003, and we've more than doubled the size of the police department, and they're just running out of space now for personnel and equipment. And their evidence room that we have is like a little small closet, and it needs to be at least probably 4 times the size of it is now. So we're looking at renovating that. So we've hired an architectural firm that's been working with our police department to design a new addition on there. It's going to be pretty expensive addition, about $1 million just in architectural fees. We're probably looking at well over $11 million, I imagine, to build something like that. In combination with, for those of you that have seen our fire hall number 1, it was different building that was put together in different phases, different levels. It's a nightmare, and so it needs to be rebuilt. So what we're doing is we've paid for architectural fees. They've already got the design almost completely done, and so we're not going to be able to go out and build it yet because it's going to take some money to do that, and we're probably going to have to borrow some money. So I've made a recommendation to the board that in about 3 years from now, when they finish up the appraisals in both Robertson and Sumner County side, that the city ought to consider a public safety increase in property tax to cover a new that fire station rebuild, the addition on to the police department, and probably a $2 million ladder truck. Because those ladder trucks
they're so expensive. The
last ladder truck we paid $750,000 for it and in cash, but that same truck today is probably going to be closer to $2.5, at least $1.5 million. So it takes a lot of money. So we're going to probably need to borrow some money when we go to get that ladder truck. So let's see here. Union Road widening, I put some money aside for that, about $3.5 million, so that we can widen Union Road at 76. which is good. We got Fletch Line that's coming out of Springfield that's building a new facility on Union Road, and we have it's pretty much most of those lots are taken, and there's build outs on those lots between the Interstate 65 and 76. So we need to widen that area. Let's see here. What else do we have?
I'll tell you what. Take a look and let me do
do
another ad here, and then we'll come back and wrap up what you've got going, and then we'll come back and kind of let y'all recap as well. Let's do that because we'll be out of time before you know it. It goes quick. But we want to talk about our friends Valor Mortgage. Chris Armentrout, just an excellent addition to what we've got going on right here at One Street Over. We talk so much about the real estate world, but the one thing that you're going to be recommended to do, you're going to be told that you have to do if you're buying, what can you qualify for? And that's what Chris says. Just give us a call and we'll help you figure it out. Or you can just go to valor.mortgage and get pre-approved today to find out how much home can you buy? How much property can you buy? Are you wanting to do an investment property? Are you wanting to do just a refinance? My friend Brian Pooley from United Way said, he was friends with Chris and had mentioned he needed a refinance. And he says, I didn't have to do anything. They took care of it for me. He goes, it was the most effortless thing I ever did. And it saved me a lot of money. Well, talk to Chris and the experienced loan officers at Valor to see what they can do for you. When it comes to loans and anything to do with your mortgage, guys, don't call the 1-800 numbers. You don't want to be just a number, and that's what you're going to be if you pick up the phone and hit those numbers, and you're going to get spammed. Work with a local lender like Valor Mortgage that can help you by accessing VA loans, FHA loans. They have access to conventional jumbo financing, all the tools you need to get to the closing table. They're not just in the business of mortgages. As we said, they're in the business of making homeownership possible, whether it be your first home, refi, investing in your future, whatever it might be, they're here to serve you. Again, the numbers to call, 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. They have an office in the downtown square. You can make an appointment with them. He says, don't just drop in because they're out and about meeting with people all the time. So it's best to call and make an appointment. But they're just 2 doors down from the new theater. But when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust so you can buy with confidence. You want to buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS, number 1210804. DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. Not a commitment to lend, and let them know U-Turn sent you. All right, Jerry, finish up for us.
All right, yes, I will. We put $150,000 in Parks asphalt maintenance so we can do some asphalt along some of our greenway areas that need some touch-ups. This is a hard pill for me to swallow. It's for 4 police vehicles, $340,000. I was a police chief for 12 years, and I'm thinking back, I could buy 4 cars for $100,000.
Oh my goodness!
Now we're talking $340,000. But in today's world, you have to put screening in it and make sure you're protecting your police officer that's driving the vehicle. Mm-hmm. You have to have a computer system that's in it that they can run checks on. On your license plates and communicate with the dispatch center. You have to put a plastic back seat in there, something that's that people can throw up on and it's easy to clean, or if they pee or whatever it is that they do.
Yeah,
in the back of a police. Yeah, so it's easy to hose down, and then they have to have a radar system put in there for radar, for speed, and so it's a full package. It's very, very expensive. So I was like, wow, there we go with that. We put aside. We have to do some more expansion in our wastewater treatment plant, so we're going to be looking at designing a new headworks. Headworks is the part where most of your sewage is coming in from your collection lines. It hits that headworks and it grabs all the heavy stuff that people are flushing down toilets that they shouldn't be flushing down toilets. Those big wipes that they say they're flushable, they're not. People put them in there anyways, and it comes in through that. The headworks kind of grabs all this stuff, throws it into dumpsters.
Yeah.
And it's an outdoor unit, so it smells pretty ripe around that area when you're walking around it. So, and sometimes it does leak over into the neighborhood, and then we get complaints. But we're going to try to build an indoor facility, try to help reduce some of those concerns in the future. That's way else. And then we have some equipment that's expensive for our wastewater, for a mini track loader, $230,000, a backhoe, $240,000, a couple of dump trucks, and you were talking $220,000. So, it really adds up. So you can imagine that we have a brush collection vehicle. If you can believe this, we're still picking up brush from that storm, that winter storm. I mean, people have been so mad at us but we've been running 2 trucks. We have an old truck that's probably 30 years old, and then a newer one is probably 15 years old. Yeah. But those 2 trucks are, they're running. We've been running them on Friday and Saturdays on our normal days off, plus Monday through Thursday. So 6 days a week we've been running them, paying overtime for staff to be out there trying to get that brush. But we're almost done. We're really just about there, and we can get back into our regular route. But so you can imagine how much my head spins when you hear all these numbers, and I'm sitting there thinking, how can I meet the needs of 10 department heads? And I know I can't. They have their needs list, they have their wants list, and I have to go through and I cut a whole bunch of stuff that they would have liked to have had. But I'm trying to get them exactly what they definitely need in their budget. So again, it's mind-boggling, but that's what I did, and that's what I'll be doing, finishing up here, getting that second reading in June, and then wrapping my career up here in July. So I'll let you pass it on to these young people here.
It's been a pleasure, Jerry. Yeah. I mean, it really has been, and I can tell you can tell there's an excitement though that you're ready to put a pin in it.
Yes, ma'am.
I think so. You can hear it in your voice. You can hear it in your voice. Do they know who's going to follow you? Have they made a hire yet?
No, right now they hired a consultant, and they haven't started the interview process yet. But I think they're doing their initial screening of applicants this week is what they're telling us. So
I didn't know if they.
We'll see how that goes.
It's been a great pleasure. So we appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And like I said, hopefully I want you to go in and talk to my husband's criminal justice class because you've got that deep experience. You can see it from the management perspective of what you've been doing as an administrator, but then also having been a police chief too. I mean, and an officer. So what a great career you've had. So
it certainly is. Yeah, and then you had your Marine Corps time in there too. So I mean,
I forgot about that.
So I just it's been a really valuable career. I have 42 years in local government. I had 4 years in the Marine Corps prior to that. So I think 46 years of working for the government is long enough.
Good job.
So I think it's time for me to kind of take a couple of months off and relax, and then see whatever God wants me to do after that. I'll see whatever comes my way. He wants me to do. I'll try to reach out and get it done.
You will. Yeah. I'm sure you will. Well, very good, very good. But we will let the kiddos come on in here now and kind of recap for us. Y'all want to go ahead and go ahead. Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
I got something.
Are you guys gonna sing for us?
Oh no, it's okay.
That's what Mandy was telling me that you were part of the Spotlight Awards.
We were a part of it. We didn't get nominated.
Oh, okay.
We're in choir, but
yeah. Okay.
I didn't have like a lead role or anything.
Okay. Well, that's okay. So let's recap what you guys have got coming up. Why don't y'all start with the Freedom Fest, because we had the time on the fireworks. It's at 9. Correct us on that. So kind of recap what we've got going on with that.
Okay, so the Americana celebration, it's the 250th celebration of America, so it's a really big one. It's at the White House soccer complex, and it's from 6 to 10 p.m. We'll have free inflatables, free face painting, free balloon twisters, foam zone, free live music. Resurrection is the Journey cover band that is headlining, and fireworks are at 9 p.m.
Okay.
9 p.m., not 9:45. And we'll have food trucks on site and free shuttles from the White House Middle School, Church of Grace Park, and the ADA compliant bus is from City Hall, and they run from 5 to 10 p.m. Okay. Parking on site is $20.
Okay, very good, very good. Now let's talk about what's the special luncheon for Jerry. Tell us about that one, Owen.
So that one's going to be...
Put you on the spot.
It's going to be June 16th, and it'll be at City Hall, just like the rest of our luncheons. It'll be in the lower meeting area, and we have all the info on our Facebook. It'll just be a time for talk about all Jerry's done for our community, and just meet. If you haven't met Jerry, you can come meet Jerry. If you have already met Jerry, you can come thank him for all his service. And that'll be June 16th at City Hall, and more info on our Facebook.
All right. And then you've got the custard place. It's going to be opening up their soft opening tomorrow and Thursday. And what are the times on that?
4 to 8 p.m. And all menu items are 50% off. Mm-hmm. So June 3rd and 4th from 4 to 8 p.m. and everything is 50% off.
And remind people where that's located.
It's right by Publix in the area across from Wingstop.
Okay, very good. What else did we cover that we need to kind of tap in on again real quick?
Our farmers market every Wednesday, 3:30 to 7 p.m. at the Municipal Park, and just a bunch of vendors and different activities for families. And then I think there's also going to be some live music. And as always, there's going to be food trucks.
And that's church night. That's on church night on Wednesday night. Got to get that in there.
We've tried not to have anything on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Things have changed over the years.
Yeah, well, see, and I'll tell a little side. I don't if you know who Glenn Beck is. When he first came to Nashville, this is back when I was still deep in radio in Nashville. I mean, it's probably been 20 years ago. He came and did a show on Wednesday night, and we did the meet and greet backstage and all this kind of stuff, and it did not sell as well as he thought he'd sell out because they did it up at T-Pack or something. And he's like, what's going on? I thought Nashville loved me. I'm like, dude, you're here on church night. And he's like, what's church night? And I was like, and he said, you're God hogs. But and he was being a joke. He was joking. But nonetheless, I was like, yeah, church night is, but like you said, Jerry, it has changed. Yeah. It's not as I don't know. It's not as set aside, and I wish we hadn't lost that. I mean, I like church night. It's a nice little, just kind of that refueling in the middle of the week. So I'm sorry, I digress.
I talked that way where I lived in Toledo. When I came here, I was like, what? You don't do anything on Wednesday night, church night?
Yeah, see, he's off mic, but I'll tell you what, because he's saying he came here from Toledo, and it's the same thing. And my husband was the same way. My husband grew up north, and he grew up Catholic, and he's like, what? What's church night? And I'm like, I am from Kentucky, just 2 hours from here, grew up Church of Christ, so trust me, I know what church night is. But anyway, so, okay, guys, what else are we missing?
I think last is our Music Under the Stars.
Yes.
Our next one will be June 26th. It'll be at the amphitheater. If you don't know where that is, that's by the splash pad or the City Hall complex.
Sure.
The municipal complex, I guess it's technically called. So it's going to be super exciting. We have the splash pad will be open. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be just a bunch of different stuff. I think are there any inflatables? Yeah, there's inflatables there.
Okay.
And that's going to be starting at 6, we're going to have the line dancing from 615 Soul line dancing. They're going to teach a little class just so everyone can get up and dance
during the show.
So that'll probably last about 20 minutes till about 6:20. And I think at about 6:30, we'll have our band, which is Lost in Paradise. And that's a Jimmy Buffett cover band.
Okay. Do y'all know who Jimmy Buffett is?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I don't assume anymore because I'm so old, but that's okay. So, I know. We are. Yeah. I'm just saying, brother. But very good. So anything else on the events?
I don't think so.
I think we got it all covered. You guys did a great job, by the way. So we have a rising senior and a rising junior. Lucy is going to be a senior, and Owen is going to be a junior. What is your future hold? What are you going to do after school?
I'm going to go to college. I'm thinking, I don't know.
You're in the arts, so you're.
Well, I want to go into either law or psychology.
Okay.
So
you got to make a living. The arts are fun.
Yeah, no, they're fun. But I don't really want to do that as a living, anyways. I think I'd get drained. Yeah. I can do that on the side.
It's just it. You got all these great theater companies and choruses, and we've got this. You can be a part of the Sunday morning country and be in the chorus. The choir for that. And I mean, there's all kinds of musical opportunities, especially in this area that you can be a part of. We had Mark, he's the director of this. They've got that coming up next Sunday, and they're going to have all these artists, and they're going to have a choir backing them. So, I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities like that, from theater to music. You just have to reach out and do that. But making a living in the arts. I mean, I tell every student I talk to, never give up on your dreams. Dream big, go for it, but you got to make a living.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you got that covered too. So what is your plan? I think I know because from what you talk, get right up on that microphone.
I want to do something in health. So I'm looking at a CRNA, which is a certified registered nurse anesthetist. So
Ooh.
It's like a step under an anesthesiologist. It's the nurse assistant for them.
Okay.
So I want to go to UTK. For that.
Very cool. Very cool. I have a good friend that did a lot of training for anesthesiology and all that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get a little lead in from being an EMT. I'm hoping next year when I'm a rising senior to do an EMT program during the school year.
Yeah. See, what is the CTE program and all the things that y'all have access to is just the coolest thing ever. And I mean, we have got so many cool programs. I mean, I just wanted to kind of see where you guys were headed. But really, if you've got kids in school, make sure they're tapping into the CTE programs that they're interested in. And if they get all their requirements done early enough, they can do a couple of different pathways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, I love having them in my audio and video pathway because it touches everything. There's not an industry you're in that you don't need to know something about audio and video because we're such a socially media driven society. But I love that y'all have got this diverse interest. So you could study, some criminal justice and all that.
Yeah, I'm doing a criminal justice class at the Innovation Center this year.
Very cool, because because my husband is the criminal justice one of the criminal justice teachers at at Springfield, and so if you were at Heritage, you'd be coming over for trade school. So there you go. It's just interesting. It's been a delight having you guys in. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And hand that mic over to Jerry one more time. Got to say bye, bud.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure. Yeah. So like I said, could we get you to come in and speak at the criminal justice class? Maybe.
After
you've taken a break.
Yeah,
after you've taken a year off.
Yeah. Yeah, I love teaching. I mean, I was a community relations officer. I think I told you that for years. And then I taught at a Lord's College for 11 years teaching criminal justice courses and
That's
stuff.
Great.
So I had a lot of fun doing that type of thing.
There's all kinds of things. Who knows where the Lord's going to take you, brother?
You never know. You never know. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. And guys, thank you guys for coming in on your summer, making you get up early. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Tomorrow, we're going to be hearing from Jesse Castillo. He is with the Robertson County Schools, and he is our media guy. And he is the one who was in charge of getting the graduations all put up online. You can go and see those. He also was the brainchild behind the book bust sessions. Some of my students that were in the first talent show, we had some original music that they featured in this little small space, but it's just cool what they did there. And so we're going to be talking about that. And then one of my students, Alex Maddox, is going to come in because he's doing some special documentary type videos about Springfield and Robertson County. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So that's what we have going tomorrow right here on One Street Over. Thank you for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a great day.